Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Sapna Dadwal. I'm working as a professor at St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management. This is my second lecture of organizational behavior. This subject is taught in CSC, ETC, Civil Engineering, 4th semester. In the first lecture, I covered a few topics like introduction of management, importance of management, nature of management, and levels of management. In this, I am going to cover few topics also. The two topics I'm going to cover the topics like functions of management, planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. Then interrelationship of managerial functions. The other three topics I am going to cover in my third lecture, like scope of management, management and social responsibility, difference between management and administration. These are the three topics I am going to cover in my next lecture, third lecture. Now I'm starting with functions of management, introduction of functions of management. Management in some form or another is an integral part of living and is essential wherever human efforts are to be undertaken to achieve desired objectives. The basic ingredients of management are always at play, whether we manage our lives or business. Management is a set of principles relating to the functions of planning, organizing, directing, and controlling, and the application of these principles in harnessing physical, financial, human, and information resources effectively and efficiently to achieve organizational goals. Management is essential for an organized life and necessary to run all type of organization, whether they are profit making or non-profit making. Managing life means getting things done to achieve life's objectives, and managing an organization means getting things done with and through other people to achieve its objectives. There are 5 basic principles of management. These functions of management are planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. So I'm starting with first function, that is planning. Planning is future oriented, and to determine an organization's direction, it is a rational and systematic way of making decisions today that will affect the future of the company. So it is a kind of organized foresight as well as corrective hindsight. It involves predicting of the future as well as attempting to control the event. It involves the ability to foresee the effects of current action in the long run, in the future. So planning involves choosing tasks that must be performed to attain organizational goals, outlining how the task must be performed and indicating when they should be performed. According to Peter Drucker, his definition is as follows about planning. He says planning is the continuous process of making present entrepreneurial decisions systematically and with best possible knowledge of their futurity. Organizing systematically the efforts needed to carry out these decisions and measuring the result of these decisions against the expectations through organized and systematic feedback. This is very clear from this definition what planning is. According to him, planning is deciding in advance what is to be done, where it is to be done, by whom it is to be done, etc. So planning is a future oriented. Now, the second function of management. Organizing requires a formal structure of authority and the direction and flow of such authority through which work subdivisions are defined, arranged, and coordinated so that each parts relate to the other part in a united and coherent manner so as to attain the prescribed objectives. So, We can say organizing is assigning the task developed in the planning stages to various individuals or groups within the organization. Organizing is to create a mechanism to put plans into action. People within organizations are given work assignments that contribute to the organization's goal. Tasks are organized so that the output of each individual contributes to the success of departments, which in turn contribute to the success of divisions, which ultimately contribute to the success of organization. It is very clear from this that what organization is, what organization means. So it is very clear from the above that function of organization is concerned with identifying the task that must be performed and grouping them whenever necessary. Second nature or characteristic of organizing is assigning these tasks to personnel while defining their authority and responsibility. Delegating this authority to these employees, establishing a relationship between authority and responsibility, and coordinating these activities. So this is organizing, identifying the task, assigning the task to the personnel, delegating the authority, then establishing relation between authority and responsibility, then coordinating all the activities. The next function is staffing. Staffing is the function of hiring and retaining a suitable workforce for the enterprise, both at managerial as well as non-managerial levels. It involves the process of recruiting, training, developing, compensating, and evaluating employees, and maintaining this workforce with proper incentives and motivation. Since the human element is the most vital factor in the process of management, it is important to recruit the right person. So, staffing means putting right people at the right jobs. Next function is directing. So, the directing function is concerned with leadership, communication, motivation, and supervision so that the employee perform their activities in the most efficient manner possible in order to achieve the desired goals. So the leadership element involves issuing of instructions and guiding the subordinates about procedures and methods. Then communication. So communication must be open both ways so that information can be passed on to the subordinate and that feedback received from them properly. So communication channels should be open both ways. For effective implementation of planning, the communication should be open. Then comes motivation. Motivation is very important since highly motivated people show excellent performance with less direction from superiors. It is a very important saying that you can bring the horse to drink, you can bring the horse near the water, but you cannot force him to drink. So motivation is internal. But with the help of open communication and with the help and a good leader can motivate people to drink water also. Then supervising subordinates would lead to continuous progress report as well as assure the superiors that the directions are being properly carried out. So it is very clear what supervising means. Now the last function of management, that is controlling. The function of control consists of those activities that are undertaken to ensure that events do not deviate from pre-arranged plans. The activities consist of establishing standards for work performance, measuring performance, and comparing it to these set standards and taking corrective action as and when needed to correct any deviations. So controlling is the post-mortem of past events actually. And at the controlling level, managers try to measure performance with the set standards, and if there is any deviation is there, then try to take corrective actions and put the plan back on the predetermined path. So according to Coons O'Donnell, controlling is the measurement and correction of performance activities of subordinates in order to make sure that the enterprise objectives and plans desire to obtain them as being accomplished. So the controlling function involves establishment of standard performance, measurement of actual performance, measuring actual performance with the predetermined standards and finding out the deviation, then taking corrective actions. It is very clear what controlling function is all about. Now, interrelationship of managerial functions. All the functions are interrelated to each other. Management has been described as a social process involving responsibility for economical and effective planning and regulating of operation of an enterprise in the fulfillment of predetermined objectives. We have already discussed what management is. Management is getting things done through people. So it is a dynamic process consisting of various elements and activities. Yes, management is a dynamic and it consists of various activities, various functions. These activities are different from operative functions like marketing, finance, purchase, etc. Yes, rather these activities are common to each and every manager irrespective of his level or status. So management functions are common to everyone, whether they are marketing manager, whether they are finance manager, whether they are purchase manager, whether they are HR manager. All management functions are same for everyone. Everyone has to perform these functions at their level in their department. The functions of management are overlapping in nature. They are highly inseparable. Each function blends into the other and each affects the performance of others. Interrelationship of managerial functions can be discussed now. So planning, we all know planning is the basic function of management. It deals with chalking out a future course of action and deciding in advance the most appropriate course of action for the achievement of predetermined goals. We have already discussed, according to Coons, planning is deciding in advance what to do, when to do, and how to do. It bridges the gap from where we are and where we want to go. So a plan is a future course of action. It is an exercise in problem solving and decision making. And organizing is the process of bringing together physical, financial, and human resources and developing productive relationship in these for achievement of organizational goals. Staffing is putting the right person on the right job. Directing is influencing, guiding, supervising, motivating, subordinate for the achievement of organizational goals. Controlling is the process of checking whether or not proper progress is being made towards objectives and goals and acting, if necessary, to correct any deviations. All these functions, whether it is planning, organizing, staffing, directing, all are interrelated to each other. Without planning, organizing is not possible. If your planning is weak, then organizing or other functions will not give a proper result. So planning is weak, even organizing, staffing, directing and controlling will not give performance, and the organization will not be able to achieve its predetermined goals. Then comes organizing. At organizing level, the management, if organizing is weak, proper structuring is not there, proper classes of functions are not there, activities are not divided properly, responsibilities and authorities are not made equally, made clearly, then their classification or delegation is not properly, then organizing, then the other functions like staffing, directing, controlling and planning will not give performance or will not be able to help to achieve the goals. It is same with staffing. The staffing is not able to put right people at the right job. Even then, organization has best planning, organization has best organizing, organization has best directing, because you cannot direct or motivate people if they are not put on the right, if they are not put on the right job. They will never perform, they will never give 100% performance. So other functions will not be able to perform properly. So it is again with the same with the directing also. It is same with the directing also. Even if planning is good, organizing is good, staffing is good, staffing level, organization has put right people at the right job, they have delegated authorities properly, everything is clear, they have made a very good plans. But if the directing function is not proper, if people are not motivated properly, if they are not supervised properly, if they are not leadership is not properly, then they will not, or people will not give 100% performance. Then the other functions will not be able to work. Other functions will not be able to help the organization to achieve its goals. Then there comes controlling. Controlling is definitely comparing the actual performance with the standard. So at controlling, if controlling is not effective, it will not be able to tell the organization whether they are on the right path or not. Then organization would not be able to take corrective action on time. So organization would be able to fail to achieve its goals. So all the function, whether it is planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling, all are interrelated to each other. Planning has to be good, organizing has to be good, staffing has to be good, directing has to be good, controlling has to be good. Only then organization will be able to achieve its goals. If any of the function, all the functions are dependent on each other. It doesn't mean planning can work alone, organizing can work alone, staffing can work alone, directing can work alone, controlling can work. All are interrelated to each other. So this is very clear, interrelationships of management functions. All the managerial functions are interrelated to each other. Now these are the questions which are related to the above topics, like define management, what are main basic functions of management, explain in detail how all the functions of management is interrelated, define organizing, explain importance of staffing, planning is deciding in advance what to do, explain this term, define the term directing, what is controlling, define motivating, define supervision. These are the questions which are related to the above topics. If any query is there, you can always contact me. And if any typing error is there, please ignore that typing error. Thank you so much.